He is the chairman of the Alliance of American Football and also the principal owner and governor of the bunch of jerks that play hockey in Carolina. He's none other than the Carolina Hurricanes owner, Tom Dundon. Good to see you, Tom.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks for having me.
I figured that's I use the Don Cherry term for your team.
It's not very nice.
What's that all about, huh?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, your team is, it's interesting. Before we get to the AAF, by the way, thank you for joining me on the show. Appreciate that.
That's great.
Said that you know, the celebration conversation that we've been having in the NFL for years is now even going to be coming up again in front of the competition committee because some coaches think that the on-field celebration after interceptions by the defenders all get together and take a mock picture, whatever, is too much. It's now arrived in the National Hockey League thanks to your team with the storm surge after your wins, plural, of late.
We've had a few.
So I assume you love this sort of thing, right?
I love it. I think, you know, when I bought the team, it was, you know, Carolina Hurricanes. First of all, people think they're in Charlotte or in Raleigh.
Right.
And it wasn't probably the highest, best-known brand. And, you know, we wanted to change that. And my only conversation with the players is, you know, if you create energy and excitement and connect with the fans, more people will watch, and that should help you too, right? Because we want them to be as successful, make as much money as they can, and then they came up with this, and it's been...
Who came up with it?
The players, or the coach, or the players. No one will tell me. I didn't know.
Come on, you're in charge. They won't tell you? What do you mean? They're trying to give you plausible deniability up in the...
I don't know why, or I don't know.
Okay.
I'm concerned because I didn't know. We won a game. I started walking downstairs, and then I heard they did it. And, you know, what's happened since, it's been... We spent a lot of time after we bought the team trying to gain traction from a marketing perspective, entertainment perspective, and the best idea has been this one that they came up with, and I had nothing to do with.
Which is, again, after a win, they started, I guess, the hockey version of the Vikings skull chant, right? By pounding their sticks on the ice.
With their hands. I think it's above their heads, and then they do something. You know, it started off jumping in the wall, jumping into the boards, and then since then they've, in essence, had something choreographed.
Duck, Duck, Goose, I think,
that was one of them.
Came out after
that was one of them. Wasn't my favorite one, but it was one of them.
Why? No.
You know, they're better than that, I think. so yeah.
Okay.
They've had a lot of good ones, though. It's super entertaining. People stay to the end of the game, and they have fun with it. So, you know, our fans have fun with it. They have fun with it.
And I don't know if you're aware of this, Brockman, because, you know, this might not have pierced your bubble while you were flying here to Indianapolis yesterday. But Don Cherry, the longtime Hockey Night in Canada announcer, called the storm surge, it's called, and the players a bunch of jerks. So after the Tuesday pounding of the Los Angeles Kings by the final score of 6-1, I believe was the final score right there.
It's a good game.
Okay. They had the players come out and throw out T-shirts to the fans with the words of the projection onto the ice, bunch of jerks.
I'm looking at the video right now.
It's fantastic.
So that was the first time I got involved because they had their thing they were going to do, and I never knew what it was ever, and I heard what they were going to do because I think they needed the shirts. So I had the I had the projector put what's on the shirts on the ice.
That was your idea.
I finally got involved. They finally let me do something. So, but other than that, no, I didn't. That was the first time I even knew what they were doing in advance. And maybe they don't want to jinx themselves, right? Because you have ideas, and then if you lose, maybe that was a bad idea because it jinxed us.
But by the way, you won by 5 goals, which is a rarity, obviously, in the sport.
Very rare.
And then it's very rare to see the words "bunch of jerks" being projected onto the ice.
I know. I haven't worn the shirt or the hat or anything just because, it's a little. I'm not sure I could do that, right?
It's massive. The projection is half the ice. It's enormous. I'm looking at this photo.
Oh, man. Have you heard from any fellow owners in the NHL? Like, what are you doing?
I haven't. No, I haven't. Okay. Bettman was in town Tuesday.
He said
he was there and watched it. Yeah.
He was physically there for the bunch of jerks projection onto the ice.
Yes, he was in the suite. He won't leave early. So, it's 6-1. I'm like, Gary, you've been here all day. Don't you want to get moving? He goes, no, I stayed at the end of every game. I'm like, well, it's 6-1. I'm about to leave. So.
Or you knew bunch of jerks was about to be put on the ice. You wanted the commissioner out. I mean,
no.
Okay, good.
He's on. He asked the players that morning in the locker room. I think there's probably a small part of him that just wanted to make sure that they were good with it, right? I told him, and as I've told this story, this is their deal. I wouldn't ask them to do that or prompt them to do it, and so he was pretty comfortable when he started hearing their ideas, and they kind of have fun with it. So now it's just something fun that we do, or that they do, and I get the benefit of it.
There you go. Tom Dundon, who is the principal owner and governor of the Carolina Hurricanes, and now the chairman of the Alliance of American Football, here on the Rich Eisen Show in Indianapolis. Why are you here? On behalf of the AAF? Is that why you're here at the Combine?
Yes.
Okay. And what are you doing on behalf of the AAF at the Combine?
Whatever they tell me to do. They've got some different meetings set up and meeting people and just trying to learn, how can we help?
Okay. Why did you want to get involved with the AAF?
I didn't know I did anyway. I had heard about the league and didn't think, the risk profile of a startup football league isn't something I would consider normally, or I didn't. And so I didn't participate when they were out in the world looking for partners. And, after week one, the football looked really good. The ratings were good. My kids were interested. I actually watched, didn't know I wanted to, and enjoyed it.
How old are your kids?
17 and 15, the boys. Okay. And, fantasy football's a thing that's pretty important in their lives.
Right.
And matter of fact, they make fun of me sometimes on the hockey team, like you couldn't buy a football team, So
wow.
No, so I had to buy a league, kids.
Yeah,
watch how Dad rolls, okay?
Yeah, I showed them, and so anyway, I was at a breakfast on Wednesday morning with one of my partners. I'm involved in a business called Top Golf, and he said you should call.
I've heard of that.
It's a good one.
Big fan.
So you should call Charlie Ebersol, because he knows the way I like to do things is if there's a little less risk and a good opportunity at the same time, which is hard to find. And they had put up good ratings. The football looked good, and they were in a position where instead of having to continue to raise money, they could have used the stability that I was able to provide them. And so within 24 hours, we had a deal done where, I took control of the league in the sense of, I'll put up the money and I get to make the decisions and make sure that this thing is done, continue to build on what they've done, and then hopefully they went really fast, right? So now we got to go make sure we put the foundation around everything they've done.
So let me take this one step at a time here, Tom. AAF comes on the air on CBS weekend after the Super Bowl. You're just sitting there watching it with your two kids, or you flip up on it or whatever. Sitting there right there. You had no idea you were going to commit $250 million to that league 2 weeks later at all.
None. Wednesday morning at breakfast after the first game was the first time I even heard anything about it, and by Thursday afternoon,
you were committed?
Done.
Have
Not
you
very
ever
smart.
done? Hold on a second. Have you ever done a business deal like that in your entire life?
No. What I did was I put up some money that weekend, but I wouldn't let them use my name.
Okay.
And I wanted to make sure that if I decided against it after I spent the next 4 days on the phone with different people, and it kept getting better. I got better and better reviews as opposed to normally it gets worse, right? When everybody tells you the best stuff. And so I started to feel better and better. I went to the game in San Antonio, and I wanted to see the ratings. So once I put my name on this, we're going to make this work, right? This is what I'm committed to doing. So I had a period of time. So it sounds crazy to do 24 hours, but I actually had 5 days.
Sure.
So that's way better.
Understood.
Yeah. And 2 weeks of ratings, right? So now I saw that people kept watching.
Right.
And they didn't just get lucky.
So what is your vision for this then, Tom?
I think the plan is just to be a development league. The whole story of giving people a chance, I'm not sure if you graduated from college and became a sports broadcaster, you could accomplish the same success again. I'm sure I couldn't do what I did if I lived my life over a lot of times. And so the idea of creating something or being part of something where people get a chance, and whether it's coaches, players, refs, or maybe innovate technology, broadcasters, I think that's compelling. It's interesting. And so if we can just be a developmental league that serves the NFL, I think that's interesting, and I think it's compelling, and so that's what I like about it.
Well, it is definitely. I talked this. We had Charlie in studio last Friday, where I love listening in on the replay conversation. I can't wait till somebody actually goes for it on 4th and 12 to try and get the football
it hadn't
back.
happened yet.
Instead, I like that idea instead of an onside kick. I like seeing a bunch of guys who I've seen before. There's some name recognition,
right,
as well. I do like all. I love the coaches. I mean, Spurrier, obviously, and all that. It is a lot of fun. Can you make money on this, though? You think?
Look, it's not. Yes, you can be successful here. It's not the NFL. It's not going to be that type success.
Right.
But if you think about it as developmental or minor leagues, it'll be the best of that genre for sure. So, because it's football, and the NFL does such a good job that they create that halo and that opportunity. So, yeah, I don't think this isn't going to be that difficult to get it to a point. It'll be a lot of hard work, so I don't want to minimize what everybody's doing. But the risk reward of this investment is not that scary now that people are watching and people like it.
How did you make your money, for those who might not know?
I had a finance company, mostly did auto loans. And then, I was lucky along the way that we did some good, did some different investments that worked out, one of which was Topgolf. And, I've just been very fortunate, very, very, very fortunate.
What's your game? Do you play? Golf?
Play what?
Golf.
I'm okay.
Come on now.
What?
I mean, I'm not asking for strokes here, but I mean,
are we gambling or are we bragging?
Exactly. This man knows how to play golf.
We're in the deep end of the pool.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
I'm all right.
What
7. What are you?
Not
a 7. Yeah, not a 7.
Then we could play.
Well, I'm gonna need at least 10. I'm gonna need
10 to
at least
15.
10 strokes.
Yeah, 10 to 15.
I'm gonna need at least 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need at least 10 strokes.
I'll do that.
Do
and I also know I'd probably race you too, from what I see.
Well, now here's the thing.
Hey, now.
That's me, right?
Now, you look live. You look like one of those in shape billionaires to me. Okay. I am neither of those, but I'm willing to do something for St. Jude. I'm willing to do something for St. Jude.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't want to look bad.
So here's the problem. I don't care about looking bad.
Maybe ping pong or something where people can't see how unathletic I am.
All I'm saying is that I'm raising money for charity. While you're throwing around $250 million, over 24 hours or a 5-day period, I'm willing to get it. While it's open, I'm ready. I got to come up with the idea, though.
Okay, let's do it. Maybe at this championship game in Vegas, we'll come up with something.
Oh, I like it. That's in about 6 weeks' time, right? In Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah. Whatever you come up with, I'll do it.
Okay.
If you'll do it,
I've got to.
I think we can be there.
I've got 4 to 6 weeks to figure that thing out.
You're in the entertainment business. You're a professional.
I do like it. One last question for you on the AAF. Did they need your money? I mean, the conversation is you are a savior, Tom.
Yeah, I think Charlie had many people he was talking to, and he's pretty resourceful. He got this far. I think he would have been fine. It would have just been a lot more difficult to continue down that path versus it's over now. Like, we don't have to talk about the money anymore. We just have to talk about continuing to build the league and grow it. And so, what's nice is all his energy has turned towards what's important, right? Put on really good football games and give people an opportunity to make it in the NFL. And so that was, I think, why they did it with me, because obviously giving up control was something that I had to have and he had to give, and so he had choices, but maybe this was a better one. I hope.
Well, he's a good dude, man. I've known him for years. Obviously, he's from rare stock. His mom and dad are 2 very successful, awesome people on the planet. They've imbued that in him. The only thing that I have a problem with Charlie is he's Notre Dame. It's a big problem for me.
Talks about it a lot too.
Oh my God. Rudy this, Rudy that, Golden Dome this, Golden Dome that. As soon as we
land, I came here all the time when I went to Notre Dame.
Oh, that's right. We're in Indiana.
Yeah, I agree with you. Other than that, he's a pretty good guy.
Where did you go?
SMU.
SMU.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's
close to home.
All right. Cowboys fan, you're excited about Witten?
Yeah, I'm real excited. I think he's one of the best human beings in the world. He's an unbelievable guy.
He is.
Yeah. So I'm happy for him.
An he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and a first ballot human being. Yeah. I do love that guy.
Yeah, and he's still in shape. Like he's like a brick. Like he's like a wall.
I can't believe he's coming back.
You want to hear his statement?
Please.
Quote from Jason Witten: "The fire inside of me to compete and play this game is burning too strong. This team is a great group of rising young stars, and I want to help them make a run at a championship. This was completely my decision, and I'm very comfortable with it. Looking forward to getting back in the dirt."
Awesome. He's the best. Can you imagine, though? I mean, him sitting down with Jerry, how long that took Jerry to,
he had him at hello. Oh, my gosh. By the way, I've got a great, before I let you go, I've got a great fantasy team name for you.
Tell me.
Bunch of Jerks.
I like it.
Bunch of Jerks.
Okay.
I mean, then and Don Cherry is the avatar. Just go for it, man.
I'm with it. We're doing it. Like my folks, as soon as they came out, they send me a shirt. We got to sell this shirt. I'm like, okay,
yeah. Folks can go.
I should have brought you one.
I will take one.
I'll send you one.
Please, thank you. And on behalf of all the folks who were up at the worldwide leader in sports as long as I was in Bristol, Connecticut, I really do appreciate you gave a little Hartford Whaler love.
That's good, right?
I mean, that you gave a little bit of a nod to where the Hurricanes came from. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and it looks really good.
Anytime I wear my Hartford Whaler T-shirt, people know. I mean, I swear to you, they will stop and say, "I love that T-shirt."
It's the best. Yeah, I love it. We play in Boston here in March, and we're wearing it there since that was their big rival. Yeah, in March, sometime in March.
But you're not going to go so far as to have an arena in a mall like they did.
Is that where they had it?
Oh my God, Tom! I'll never forget when I first got to ESPN, and a buddy of mine says, "Hey, you want to go to a Whaler game tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." Honestly, I'd never been to a Whaler game before in my entire life. And they tell me it's in the mall. I'm like, what are you talking about? In the mall. In the mall. Wow. In the Hartford Mall. Just like the same way that you'd walk into a movie theater.
Is it there anymore?
I don't think so.
I know they play minor league hockey in Hartford, so I don't know if it's been in my rear building.
That place has been in my rearview mirror for 16 years now. So
where you live now?
Los Angeles.
Oh.
Los Angeles, California.
Wow.
Yeah. Great to meet you, Tom. Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You bet. Congratulations.
You
no. Thank you for coming on. Congrats on what's going on with your hockey team and obviously with the AAF. Thanks for being here.
Great. Thank you.
That's Tom Dundon right here on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.